Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I cannot figure out this ring light stand to save my life. I feel like I'm right up on the camera because if it's sitting way back, it's too much. So anyway, just bear with me while I get used to it. Also, I am leaving for Las Vegas, Nevada in about 8 hours. And this is my 7th video that I have filmed in a row. If I get done with this video and I have it in me to film one more, I'm gonna pre-film a video for my first day in Las Vegas on this channel. But for the rest of the week, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep up with the Peterson's channel over here. I'm gonna try to post a video on here every other day, but we'll just have to see if I have the time. If I'm just like get up and I'm lazing around the hotel room, I probably will. So we'll see. I'm really excited about this vacation. And you know, when I went on vacation last, I guess it was March, April, when we went to Miami and then we went to Mexico, there's like hair hanging off my hat. I took some time from making videos and it was really, really nice. But I missed making videos while I stopped. I stopped literally for like 10 days and didn't make any videos on any channel. And you know, while it was really nice, at the same time I really missed making videos. So I don't really want to get out of that routine again of doing that because I really enjoy it. And I was gonna try to go in and pre-film a lot of videos, but what happens is I start kind of like, at some point I start getting a little winded. When you have 5 channels and they all kind of like feed into each other, it's like, okay, I'm starting to get a little winded. So I have this video and then I'm gonna make, is that my phone? I'm gonna make this video and then I'm gonna try to make one more Peterisms video, and then if I get that done, then I will be pre-filmed for Wednesday and have all those videos up, and then going forward, we'll just have to see. So anyway, I have 4 meditation books with me today, and let's see, and I may just do some story times as well on here for the next couple days. I may talk about, you know, like relationships, love and romance, things like that, because this is my wedding anniversary this week. It's also the anniversary, it's 11 years that Alex and I have been together, and then we got married 8 years to the date that we had our first date. So I may talk about relationships, I may talk about, you know, love and romance, I may talk about, you know, I don't know, just all kinds of things I could talk about, I guess. Adventure, travel, things like that. I pulled 4 meditation books, and I'm just gonna randomly pick one. I randomly picked the Melody Beatty book, The Journey to the Heart, and today is August 20th, and let's see what it says today about August 20th. Are y'all ready? Okay. Whew. Peace and serenity, peace and serenity, my mantra. August 20th, your soul can be at peace. Peace is all around you. If you forget to be peaceful, try some things. Forgive, trust, love yourself. Be still, be kind, be gentle. Do these things until peace returns. Seek places of healing. Seek places of power. Come back to center. Breathe deeply. Breathe in the air, the energy, the loving resources around you. Fill up on life. Fill up until you find and feel peace. Work things out. Work things through. Release the past. Take the steps your heart leads. Take the steps your heart leads you to do. Take the steps your heart leads you to do. Do this until, I don't know why I can't read this meditation. I'm like holding it out and I can't see that they're blurring together because I need my reading glasses, which is what happens when you get older. Do this until you find and feel peace. Breathe deeply. With each breath, release your fear. If you know what's causing your fear, write it down. Speak it out. If your fears are unknown, let them go too. Don't tangle yourself up trying to figure out or understand. Trust that your body, your soul, your heart is healing and releasing. Be gentle with yourself. A place inside you is healing its fears, telling you something, feeling something. Don't punish or abuse it for feeling afraid. That won't make your fears go away. That will make the beautiful, delicate part of you go away. Be tender and gentle. Rest until your fears subside. Rest until peace returns. Returns? Is that what I said? Yeah. Rest until peace returns. Peace is yours for the asking, the wanting, the seeking. Desire it with passion, and you shall see it, find it, have it. No matter what you're going through, your soul can be at peace. And I love this meditation, you know? And I think often when we're going through really hard times, I feel like I'm just like ahead right now, you guys, it's just like too much. But anyway, you know, often I think that when we're going through really tough times, we think that there will be no more peace ahead of us, that there's not gonna be any peace, any serenity, any of that kind of stuff, you know, that we're never gonna have any peace of mind again, that it's just gonna be unattainable, that, you know, we're gonna be going through tragedy and downfall forever. And it's, You know, and I think that's why it's important to remember those things that you've gone through in the past and pay them homage, and remember that this too shall pass. Whatever you're going through right now, whatever tough times you're going through today, will pass eventually. And, you know, we have to remember that. And there are good times to come around the corner. You know, and I look back on some of the worst times of my life, like, you know, losing my mother. And, you know, when I first got sober, it was horrible. I was not having, it wasn't like I went into treatment and was like, okay, I'm here and I'm having a great time, I'm sober. That first year of mine was like pure hell. I hated it. I hated being sober. I hated everything about it. I didn't want to stay sober. And things started to get better, you know? And I think it's about that. I think, you know, day to day, when we talk about, you know, whether we're like having road rage, or, you know, we're just angry about something, or we're frustrated, or we're stressed because we don't feel like we have enough time, whatever, you know? Like today, like I've had so much to do today, but I actually got a lot of it done yesterday. I pre-planned and kind of like prepared ahead, which is not like me getting ready for a trip. I'm always like down to the last minute. But, you know, yesterday I got a lot of stuff done, and so today I was kind of like going slowly. I was enjoying listening to music. I was kind of enjoying the day. I actually I went to Nordstrom Rack, and I ended up running into some people that I'm really, like, good friends with, the family, and I stood there and I talked to them for like an hour, you know, and then I got out to my car and I was like, well, I'm running behind of all the things I wanted to get done, and I was like, they'll get done. You're leaving to go to Las Vegas. You're about to have a great time, you know? It's just stop stressing out, you know? Dinner 15 minutes late, okay. You know what I mean? Like, I think at some point we have to stop worrying so much about like these minor things. I think we honestly, like, I know for me, I can only speak of me, like in the past, really, and I try not to do it so much today, I really brought a lot of crisis on myself by the minimal things that were happening on in my life on a daily basis. You know, when I would be like going through something and I'd be like going to the grocery store and I'd be like, well, damn it, they don't have this, and now I have to go to that grocery store, and then I'd be real heated, and I'd get on the phone and I'd call my best friend and I'd say, Tanya, can you believe it? I was at Kroger and they didn't have this. Oh, really? Well, you know, whatever. And then Alex would call me, my husband, and he'd be like, what's going on? I'd be like, well, I have to go to another Kroger because they didn't have it. You know what I mean? Like, and not that I'm perfect, I still go through that, right? But that stuff still happens to me, you know? Or it's like, you know, it's just silly stuff, you know what I mean? And we get ourselves all wound up about things like that, things that don't really go our way. Well, we're not 5-year-olds, and things are gonna always go our way. When they don't, we throw temper tantrums. That's not how the world works. I don't know if anybody's told you that, but I've learned that that's not how the world works. So I think that first you have to value your peace and your serenity in your life, and then after you value the peace and the serenity in your life, you have to ask yourself, what am I gonna do to hold on to it? You know, for me, it's really about the pause button, and that's a lot of what this meditation is talking about. It's really talking a lot about the pause button, you know? That when you're going through something and it's like, okay, wait, like this is like out of control, like whatever, like pausing and saying, okay, breathe in, take a breath, not move on to the next thing, but pause on it for a second, you know? And like in recovery, we say restraint of pen and tongue. Like, don't respond or react until you've like really thought about it, you know? But like in any action in life, it's like, okay, you know, even if that means you have to pull your car over the side of the road, even if that means you have to put on some soothing music, even if that means you have to like, I don't know, take a walk. You know, if you're at home and people are driving you crazy on Thanksgiving and you're like, hey, I'm just gonna go outside and take a walk for 5 minutes to kind of cool down. We have that option. We have a pause button inside of us, all of us do, you know? And I think sometimes we forget that we have a pause button inside of us, and it's been one of the most valuable tools that I've ever learned, is that I can pause on something and then I can say, okay, well, how do I want to respond to this? How a year down the road will I be looking back on this? And most of the time I say that to myself, and what I think is, a year down the road, this won't even be on your radar. Like this little being upset because they didn't have, I don't know, you needed sauerkraut at Kroger and they didn't have the brand you wanted, so you had to go to Walmart. I mean, that kind of stuff that I allow myself. Do you do that? That little stuff that I allow myself to get real frustrated about, doesn't even matter. My husband is so good about this stuff, you know? Like, we'll go to a restaurant and I'll be like, well, I wanted to sit by the window. He'll be like, okay, well, there weren't any tables by the window. I know, but can you imagine what our experience would have been like if we were sitting by the window? And he said, yeah, it probably would have been fantastic, but we're not sitting by a window, so you're gonna let it ruin our dinner? You know what I mean? He used to say that stuff to me. And that was when I really worked on being more positive, you know, or, you know, whatever. It was just, it didn't matter what. I wanted to complain about something, you know? And it's like, I remember like this was like a year or two ago, we were going to Mexico. It was 2 years ago, and we were going to Mexico, and we were like on this like chartered kind of plane thing that we were going on because it was through like a travel agency, and the airline ended up actually being very nice. It was an airline we had never heard of before, and I don't think you probably would have either, and I don't even remember what it was. I just remember that all of the flight attendants were purple, 2 shades of purple, and it was a direct flight to Mexico, which is fantastic. Well, the line that we were in went by Delta, okay, which yes, we like to fly Delta too. But there was this like woman and her husband and kids in front of us, okay? We're getting ready to go for a week to Mexico. Let's just put that in perspective, okay? For a vacation. And there's this huge long line, and we were all told there to get there like an hour early to go through our bags. There's literally 2 people checking the bags, and we all know that. My husband is somebody that can stand there completely patiently, does not complain, never anything. And I'm sitting here, and of course I'm nibby enough, I'm finding out. And this woman is loud. She's like turning to everybody. She's like, oh my God. She went to her husband. She goes, I cannot believe that we are sitting here in this line. I can't remember exactly what she said, so don't quote me on it. I've told this story before. But I mean, you would have thought this woman was an ad for Delta. She kept on going on about, and here's Delta. We should be flying Delta. I'm never flying anything but Delta anymore. She was like trying to ruin this trip for everybody, okay? Don't you know we got on that plane and she was near us. But anyway. You know, it's just like that. It's just like, come on, you're going to Mexico for a week. You know what I mean? But I have to say, there have been periods in my life where I have really allowed that kind of stuff to bother me. And I'm like, you know what? It just, in the grand scheme of things, it just really isn't that big of a deal. I feel blessed that I'm going on a vacation, you know, and I'm not going to let that stuff bother me today. And I'm just going to, you know, go back to what I know, which is peace and serenity. And it's just really that simple. And prioritizing my life. And those things that don't matter, don't matter. You know, what does matter? In that moment that you are giving so much power to that thing that you think is really important, step back from it. If you need to visualize it, look in your mind's eye. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of nowhere with that thing sitting right there, whatever it is, okay? Whether it's, you know, the Kroger not having your thing, or a table at a restaurant, or somebody that's upsetting you, or whatever it is. Imagine that sitting right there, then walk away from it and look back at it. Is it really that important to you? Does it really matter? And I sometimes have to ask myself, do I really want to give this thing my power? Do I really want to get that upset about something today? Or is my peace and serenity more important to me? Now, my peace and serenity is way more important to me. It's not a luxury for me today. And I have to have that because it is the foundation for every day that I live. You know, and like these people that I was meeting with today, fantastic. I love this woman so much. I love her. And, you know, her son passed, and, you know, we were talking about what life means, and that sometimes it takes very tragic things to really realize the beauty and that, you know, how amazing life is, you know? And I want to wake up every day and remember that. I don't want to have to go through tragic things to just be reminded of that. The tragic things always do remind me of that. They do, right? And I think they do for all of us. But I don't want to have those things. I just want to wake up and be reminded on a daily basis, today is an amazing day. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.